If you have an iPad, your whole life is put together, and now is the perfect time to get into digital planning. Elevated my organization game. Okay, so let's be honest, we are into February now. So have you been keeping up on your New Year's resolutions of being like more organized, put together, like being that girl in terms of like being organized and put together? Be honest with yourself. Ignore my laundry going in the background. But if not, I'm here to show you the #1 thing that like changed my life last year that I will be continuing to use this year. And that is a digital planner, like on my iPad, the Apple Pencil, the whole 9 yards. I've always seen the like running joke, or I mean, I guess it's not really a joke because I 100% believe it's true, that like if you have an iPad, your whole life is put together, or like everybody who does have their life put together has an iPad. So it seems to be that the iPad is like the thing, the game changer to make you like organized and completely put together. And a lot of people are like getting iPads because of it. And I got mine like 2 years ago, maybe almost 2 years ago at this point. So I started digitally planning as of like 2021 in January. I used a digital planner all year and I absolutely loved it. I had always been a pen and paper person growing up. Like I always had the stack of planners and I usually use like 3 of them at one time because I love being organized and I love like planning. But the reason I always had 3 or more was because I could never find a planner that like suited everything that I needed to, because my life is really busy and hectic and I usually have like more than one job and I do this as a job. So like having to plan content, and I feel like there were so many facets of my life that couldn't just fit into one planner. So I always had multiples, and then I carried around 3 different planners with me to class and all through high school, all through college, you name it, until I discovered digital planning. But unfortunately the same kind of thing happened where like I really still couldn't find like a digital planner that suited my needs. There are tons of them on Etsy. Like if you just go on Etsy and search, there's ones that are like portrait style, so like up and down. There's like landscape ones depending on like the orientation you want, but I still really couldn't find one that I liked. So I decided to create my own. And last year was my first time using like my digital planner and I think it was freaking amazing. So I decided to come out with another one. Y'all loved last year so much too, so I'm really excited to bring you guys the new one. If you're new here, like yeah, I make digital planners, I make digital sticker packs, all of which is over on my Etsy. I will link it down below if you guys wanted to check it out. But this video is to kind of show you my planner and how it works, but also if you're just new into digital planning, like giving you a rundown on how digital planners work in general, because all of them essentially work exactly the same way. And again, you can look on Etsy, you can look on other websites I'm sure for them, you don't have to use mine. But digital planning inherently just elevated my organization game because I'm not working through 3 different planners. Everything is literally in one compact thing, like putting this in my book bag or my purse. I can take this everywhere with me. And at least for me, if plans change, I hated like scribbling out in my planner, but I also don't like using pencil to erase things. I only write in pen. So like this just soothes everything in me where I don't have to scribble out plans that change. I don't have to use a pencil. It's all digital, but I still like the act of like handwriting. So this serves all of the purposes for me. And if you're new to digital planning and you don't even know what any of this is, I'm going to walk you through again my planner, how it works in general and how I use it, because I guarantee it will help you a ton and you should start digital planning. This is your sign. Go get an iPad. I literally bought the oldest iPad that would work with like a pencil, and this was like $150, like $200 at most. Like I didn't get the Pro. This is like the first Apple Pencil. Like I didn't splurge and like spend thousands of dollars on an iPad. Not to say that everybody has $150 or $200, but relatively affordable, and you don't need the newest one to like work with digital planning. And to me, it was worth it. So let's dive in. I want to show you literally everything about this planner because I'm so freaking excited. Alrighty, so to get started, I personally use the app GoodNotes. You can use other apps. I've just kind of heard that GoodNotes or like Notability, that kind of thing is going to work the best with digital planners, because essentially a digital planner is literally just a PDF. So whatever kind of app or program that you have that you're able to mark up or edit a PDF will work for a digital planner, because of course I get that question a lot of like what different apps work for my planners. I personally use GoodNotes 5. I love the app in general, so that's what I use for my planners. That's kind of how I made it with this app in mind, but it will work with other ones. So this is the cover of my 2022 planner. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. It just says hello 2022. Nice little gradient color scheme here, and these are basically the colors that are all throughout the planner. I think it's gorgeous. But what's really fun about digital planners in general is because they are PDFs, they are like hyperlinked, and so you're able to jump through them like you would with a paper planner. You don't have to like swipe through each individual page because obviously that would take forever. So all of these little tabs alongside of the planner all are linked. So I will of course walk you through each of these, but for example, I could click on January and it's going to take me to January's monthly page, and I can do the same for June. I could do the same for September. I can go to a to-do list up here. I can get to my goals. I can go to my notebooks page. Like everything is hyperlinked, and then you get even more in depth because each page is hyperlinked. So for example, I've already filled this page out for my my notebooks. And if I click on my Columbus notebook, it'll take me to a Columbus notebook, which has pages that I've already kind of filled out. I've already started using this planner, of course, because we're well into February, but I can go back to my notebooks and then actually go to my Pittsburgh notebook. So everything is hyperlinked. That is literally the best part about a digital planner like this, is because it's really easy to maneuver through it. That's my favorite part, at least. But let's just walk through like page by page. I want to show you the planner. So of course, this is your cover page. The next page that you will get to is at a glance. So right here, this first tab, that's what this page is for. And there's actually like 3 or 4 of these to get you through the entire year. But basically it just gives you a glance at each month, and it allows you to kind of plan big pictures. So if I wanted to, or how I would use this is to activate my pencil here, I'd use like a highlighter tool. And then if I had something on the 6th, I would kind of highlight that and then go back to my pen and write down on the 6th is my mom's birthday. It is not, but that's how I would use it. And then you can of course color coordinate. So maybe oranges are like vacation. So you're out of town these days and you can put what days you're out of town. Greens could be like holidays. So we have blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So you can use this however you would want. This is how I use these pages, and that's kind of what works for me. This just allows me to plan big pictures. So if I haven't gotten to that month yet, this is where I would keep all of that. However, again, this page is also hyperlinked. So I can click on January. It would take me back to January and go back to my at a glance. And that way I can kind of jump through, because my thought is once I get to March and I'm ready to actually plan in it, I will use what's on my at a glance to kind of fill in my March monthly page, if that makes sense. After your at a glance pages, you're gonna hit your goals section, which is gonna be the second tab right up here. And this is just kind of for like planning. I enjoyed adding this page in here just to help me like think through stuff. So at the top I can write in what is one personal goal of mine, and then this little section is the steps I'm going to take to get there. So kind of big goals and then little tiny goals to get to your big goal. So you have a personal goal, a financial goal, a work or career goal, or an other goal, all kind of the same way. If you're not a big goal person, totally fine, but I like to include some extra pages like that. And if you wanted to, if you don't really have like a financial goal, this is obviously just marked in, but you can change it to a white pen here and just color over it and get rid of that, and you can write something else in there. Like you could literally do whatever you want. All of these pages are editable in that way. But after your goals section, you're gonna get to your to-do list. Find time to get this done. This is basically just a giant to-do list. Like if you have a big project you're working on, or maybe it's just one of those days that you're like, okay, today is the day that I do all the things that I've been putting off since 2021. So this will be the page that you can literally write it all down and just everything that you need to do, cross it off after you've gotten it done. And then of course you can leave it like this, but you can also just erase it or clear the page and then start over the next day. And you can just keep using this page as your to-do list. And if you want to keep it, and this is something that you can do with any page, if you go to this little icon here with the page and a plus, you can actually just duplicate this page. And now you have a second one. And you can do this wherever you want in this planner. And if you press these little 4 dots in the left corner, you can rearrange the pages. So the one that I just copied, if I want to move that down into January because I just had a really busy day, I can move it down there. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't mess up any of the hyperlinks. It doesn't mess up anything else, but you can move around these pages. You can delete pages if you don't want that page. You can duplicate pages, whatever you want to do. And that's another reason why I really like these kinds of planners, because I'm not limited to like exactly what comes in it. You can add, delete, move, whatever you want to do. After your to-do list, you're going to get to your highlights page. And this was something that I had in last year's planner that I personally liked, so I wanted to add it again. It's basically like a scrapbook area. So each little square here says photo from January, and you can just upload a photo into here. If you're not sure how to do that, there's like a little icon here, and it kind of accesses your camera roll, and you can just import something. I personally don't really have any photos on my iPad, but for example, I could import a photo and stick it in there. And of course you can like resize it if you want it to like fit. This is a, you know, landscape photo, but portrait photos fit perfectly in here. And then my thought is that, you know, you can write a little blurb and be like, started my YouTube channel, woo, like, so exciting. Like that's the highlight of January. And that way at the end of the year, you can scroll through here like a scrapbook and kind of remember those big key moments from January. And I personally liked that. Of course, again, you don't have to use this page, totally up to you. After your highlight reels is when you get into the actual monthly pages and into the bulk of the planner here. So this is your monthly page. It obviously gets you through the entire month of January. Down here in the left-hand corner, you have important reminders. So another to-do list for the month. You have a section for like note taking. And then every month there's a monthly self check-in. And there's a little blurb here. I'm not sure if you guys can read it because it's kind of small on the camera, but I'll read it to you. So this monthly check-in says, plan something this month that will fill your cup, make you happy, and set your soul on fire. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup, and self-care is productive. So taking a moment to be like, okay, this month I want to take a whole day just to take a bath and like exfoliate or whatever. And so that's kind of like a big picture plan that doesn't have to go on a specific day, but you want to get that done this month. That's kind of what that is for. And just to remind you to take care of yourself. Now this page is hyperlinked as well, just like everything else. However, this is a weekly planner. So so you're not going to be able to click on a certain day and get to that day because it's not a daily planner. But on the left hand side here, you can see the different weeks. So if I wanted to get to this week's like daily pages, I would click on week 1 and it would take me there. And then I'm able to plan Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, blah, 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 blah. And the dates are there, so it coordinates and everything. But that's what that is. And of course, obviously you go through all the weeks and that is how you plan that. In the bottom right hand corner, there's actually another planner for January, like a calendar view that is hyperlinked as well. So you can go back to January from this, go back to a different week, whatever you want to do. But there's also the weeks on the right hand side. So you can jump around from each weekly page to another weekly page really easily by just clicking that week 2, and then it's going to take you to week 2, and then you can go to week 5 and it'll take you to week 5 or whatever. So I wanted to be able to jump around on these weekly pages just to make navigating easier. So that is how you do that. And my plan for these daily little blurbs, how I would use these personally, would be like this white box would be my general planning. So like writing in everything that I need to do. And then my thought would be that these 3 boxes are like my big 3 of the day. You don't have to necessarily label them, but maybe my big 3 is laundry today and editing and cleaning the bathroom, whatever you want to do. But those would be your big 3. And then everything else up here is kind of just like, hey, I have a meeting at 5. I want to go to the grocery store, but if I don't, like that's totally fine. These are your big 3. And so every day has a big 3. Every day has a big planning area, plenty of room to write in whatever's going on. And then at the bottom, this is kind of like your extra planning section. So it has room for this week's low. So you can write down like, you know, your low of the week, your high of the week. And this week I am grateful for. So just kind of a check-in and be like, I'm grateful for Freya because I'm always grateful for Freya. She's amazing. We have a notes section down here. So if you just have random notes that you think of throughout the week, you can write that there. We have another to-do list. So you have like your big monthly one, but then you have one each week that, you know, things you need to get done. Like what is not really specific to a day, because of course those items can go on the days, but if it's just something that you want to get done this week, like grocery shopping, like that's where you can put this in here, cross it off, perfect. And then right next to it is your shopping list for the week. So this could be groceries if you want to get bananas, or it could be, that's not how you spell bananas, whatever. Or if you want to go like actually shopping and you're like, hey, I really want to get an espresso this week. I need a new pair of jeans, like whatever. Honestly, you could use this again for whatever you want. And then at the bottom section, we have healthy habits for the week. So you can track like your reading or whatever you want to put in here. And then you're able to cross it off the days that you do it. So you can track those things like bed at 10 p.m., whatever you want to do, and be able to track those throughout the week. And then I already told you guys about this area down here that you can hyperlink and jump around to. So I'm really pumped about these weekly pages because last year's planner was daily, which was amazing, but I just kind of wanted to change it up. So if you guys had last year's planner and you're planning on getting this one, let me know if you like the weekly or the daily better. I'm excited to kind of switch it up. But let's go back to January because there's some more pages before you actually get into the weekly pages. So the next page that you're gonna have every month is basically like journal prompts, and they're different for every month, so they're not gonna be the same thing. But there's 3 different journal prompts that you can, you know, write to. This is kind of like a reflection, like hopefully goal setting, manifestation kind of planner without going overboard on it. That was my thought process when making it. So for example, the first one is, what is one goal you have already accomplished that you are most proud of? Because in January, a lot of people are setting new goals, and then if you don't reach them, you know, obviously people get really upset. So kind of just grounding that and being like, what have you already accomplished that you are super proud of? And what ways would you like to grow this year, physically, spiritually, emotionally, etc., and why? And then name one thing from 2021 that brought you joy and how you can carry more of that into 2022. So those are examples for what January's journal prompts were. But again, every month has one, which I'm really excited about. And then you have a brain dump page every month. So you can doodle here, you can, I don't know, it's just a brain dump page, whatever you want to do. For me, this will probably be like a video idea page in a way, or like content creation page. But if you guys don't do that kind of stuff, this could be just like your manifestations page, like when you think of something, or like your grateful page, or fun things that your dog did that month. Like it could literally be whatever, or like just whatever's happening that month. You realized that your best friend's favorite coffee order and you want to jot that down so you could like bring her coffee whenever, I don't know, whatever you want to use it for. But every month has the notable quotable. So of course we brought those back. And I'm really excited because I was trying to find a spot to put this in the planner this year. So this seemed to be like the best place for me. And I'm really, really, really excited for you guys to like read all of those every month. And then you get into your weekly pages. And of course, that's what every single month looks like. The same little thing. Obviously the days are all there. You can hop around from week to week. You can plan out, track your habits, jump back to the monthly page, do your journal prompts for the month, have your brain dump page for the month, the whole 9 yards. And then the last tab, which you guys already saw, but just to show you again, you do have a notebook section. So if you guys wanted to use this planner to like take notes for classes, you could use it for that. You could use it for like journal prompts on 1, manifestations on 2, just random doodles, or like literally whatever you want to use it for. For me, me, I've broken it up for work purposes, so like the different cities that I work for and then my district in general. So just breaking it down to when I have meetings related to the district as a whole or each little market that I work in, that's how I decided to do it. But I like having these different notebooks, and that way I can take multiple notes and that keeps them all organized, because the color coordination for the notebook shows up on the page, this top header, so that's how you know what notebook you're in. And the same thing, it only comes with like, I think 2 or 3 pages is what I did, but you can just again copy that page and you have endless amounts of notebook pages. Pittsburgh is gonna show up as purple at the top, and so on and so forth. But that literally wraps it up. That is the planner. That's how I would use it. That's how I'm planning on using it. That's kind of the functions of the GoodNotes app in a way, and how just in general digital planners work. Any planner's probably gonna work exactly the same. And I just love the ease of digitally planning, having it all in one. I can erase super easily, rewrite stuff, copy pages, delete pages, move it around. Like once you get a paper bound planner, it's like, you know, you're stuck. You can't just rip a page out and move it somewhere else. So that is why I really, really, really like this. I hope you enjoyed my planner tour and just getting a look at how digital planning works, how the planners themselves work, because I know that it can be really, really complicated. I know a few people who used my planner for the first time last year, like they would send me messages on Etsy or like on Instagram and be like, wait, how do I do this? And so kind of having a tutorial on like how to work these kinds of planners or GoodNotes and everything, I'm hoping that's helpful for you guys, because again, you don't have to use my planner, but they all essentially work the exact same way. So go get yourself a digital planner, go search on Etsy. There are freaking tons of them, tons of cute colors. If you're looking for specific ones like workout planners, like passion planners, project planners, like there's literally something for everyone. And now is the perfect time to get into digital planning, because we're still at the beginning of the year. Like start fresh, start some new habits, continue your New Year's resolutions, and just be one of those people that like completely has their shit together just because they have an iPad. I don't make the rules. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new here, definitely subscribe down below, because I will be doing monthly plan with me videos so you guys can see it in action on how I use it every month, how I specifically plan in it, and I will be launching like sticker packs every month with the plan with me. So if you want to, you know, use digital stickers with it, the whole 9 yards, there'll be tons more videos on this bad boy if you want to stick around and check those out. Before we end today's video, we're going to end it with today's notable quotable, because yes, we're bringing them back this year. I'm so freaking excited. They were like my favorite thing of last year. They are scattered through my planner and last year's planner. They're a big part of me and you guys, so we're bringing them back and I'm super excited. So today's notable quotable comes from Pinterest. Be structured enough for success and achievement, and flexible enough for creativity and fun. I like that one because it really does just speak to a very well-rounded life. You know, you want to be structured, get your shit done, be organized, but then also like if plans go astray, like that's totally fine. It's not the end of the world. Go with the flow a little bit, be flexible, have fun in life. I think that's like a good mantra moving into 2022. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I love you guys so much, more than you will ever know, and I will see you in the next video.